Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of PTD5. So this is my personal tier list for the special buildings of this game. I realized that I never had done such a video, and so I'm gonna share with you guys my personal thoughts and opinions as to why I'm gonna rank the special buildings in these 5 different categories. And a very quick disclaimer. Remember, we all have different tastes, we have different opinions, we have different strategies and towers that we like more or less. So I will try to stay as objective as I can in ranking these special buildings. And especially, I will rank these special buildings based on how much stronger they make the tower. So I will not be ranking the special building with the tower overall to see if overall it becomes strong, but I will see the tower without special building and with the special building and how much stronger the tower gets in terms of supporting power, in terms of damage overall, in terms of like camo detection, lead popping power, all that stuff. So those are gonna be the criteria from which I'm gonna rank these special buildings. So these results might surprise you. And I hope you guys are ready, and let's start. So the very first special building that we have here is the sub special building. Now I'm gonna go to the game. You should be able to see the game now. And now the sub special building, actually every special building is always gonna have at the first level a reduction of the tower and the upgrade cost by 5%. And another thing that each special building has is that it's gonna increase the cost of another tower and their upgrades by also 5%. So every special building is gonna have this feature, right? So I'm not gonna cover it every time. Just remember that level 1 is gonna reduce the tower and upgrade cost by 5%, and different special buildings are gonna increase the cost of another tower. So starting off with the sub special building. The sub special building gains 25% extra projectile speed at level 2. Then level 3, airbow starts split into 4 rather than 3, so this increases the overall potential damage that you do by 25%. And level 4, the submerged subs, so the 3rd and the 4th upgrade on the first path, is also gonna shock the regrow bloons into normal bloons, so you remove the regrow status. And this is pretty much what the special building does. And so based on all this, right, so how much stronger does this special building make the sub? And in my opinion, this special building goes to the B tier because it's pretty average. Yes, it's going to increase your projectile speed, so it's most likely that you're not going to miss the bloons. You have more and more dart with the airbow starts, so once again it's more potential damage. And then in case you need anything for camo detection or like using it more of a support, you can also remove regrow. So it's pretty, useful things, but they're not gonna really make the sub that much stronger than what already is. So that's why I'm gonna classify it in B tier. Now moving on, we have the Dark Monkey special building. The Dark Monkey special building gains 10% attack speed at level 2, then 1 free Dark Monkey at the beginning, and then every 10 rounds at level 3, and at level 4 it gains lead popping power. So this is pretty much what you gain. And therefore, if we go back to the ranking, I will classify this special building as A tier because of the fact that it's gonna allow the Dark Monkeys to pop lead bloons, something that normally the monkeys do not have at all. And then 1 free Dark Monkey at the start can really be useful to save up cash to then be able to place farms earlier. And then every 10 rounds you have a free Dark Monkey, so you can avoid spending those like extra 200 cash, depending of course on the difficulty you're playing. The Dark Monkey has a different cost. And then of course 10% attack speed, it can be a little bit better, but it's not really game changing. So yeah, definitely the fact that you can pop lead bloons, it's and the free Dark Monkeys, every 10 rounds is pretty useful. So I'm gonna rank it in A tier, a little bit better than, for example, the sub. Moving on, we have the tank shooter special building. Now in this case, once again, attack speed at level 2. Then every second shot of the tank shooter has extra pierce. So all tanks gain extra pierce every second shot. And then at level 4, each tank gets 1 more pierce. So they can pop 1 more bloon. Level 3 and level 4 are not linked together. So level 4 gives 1 more pierce to every attack and every single attack. Instead of level 3, every second shot, all the attacks gain more pierce. So that's pretty much how it works. So it's a different thing, it procs differently. And now, in order to rank this special building, in my opinion, it would be classified as, once again, a B tier, because the main problem here is the range. The range is already pretty small, the attacks are always going to fly in a straight direction. So yes, it's nice that you have more pierce, but it's not really game changing, and it's pretty average, I would say. Of course, you can place it in pretty nice spots, and if you have upgrades like Ring of Fire, it can really be even better. You know, the extra pierce is definitely better. But yeah, probably even C tier, because it's even like not even close to the sub special building. So just more pierce. You gain pretty much just more pierce. So moving on, the boomerang special building, more attack speed. Then the boomerangs can fly 1 more time if they still have some pierce remaining. So if you haven't consumed all the pierce from the boomerang, they can fly 1 more time. And at level 4, you throw 2 boomerangs at once. Now this upgrade alone is gonna double the damage that the boomerang monkey does. It doubles it. So it increases the damage it does by 100%. It just double. And if you consider this one, plus the fact that the boomerangs can fly 1 more time to really consume other pierce, you get a lot more of potential damage. And if you don't believe me, you can try it for yourself. So this special building is the first one they're gonna place on the S tier, because it makes the boomerang a lot stronger than what it is already. So the boomerang itself is not really a strong tower in the game, but because of the special building, it's gonna increase a lot the damage that the boomerang does. That's why I'm gonna classify it on the S tier. Moving on, we have the bomb special building. This one you have more attack speed, then bomb can pop black and zebras. That is the main weakness of the bombs, other than of course camo detection. And then level 4, you gain an activated ability that you have right away. So like a 0-0 bomb gets this activated ability exactly as like a 4-2 bomb or a 2-4 bomb. And the ability is gonna double all the range of the bomb towers for, I think it's like 10 seconds, something like that. Yeah, considering everything, if I would have to rank this special building, I would rank it as C tier, because of the fact that, you know, the fact that you can pop black balloons and zebras is definitely good, but it's not really game changing. You have many different options as you can pop those type of balloons, right, with other towers. You're still lacking the main weakness of the bomb is the fact that the projectiles are very slow. So that's why the ability is very bad, because by increasing the range, yes, you can shoot from longer, but you're gonna miss like 95% of times, unless of course you have already the bomb upgraded or you are attacking like mob class balloons that are larger. But yeah, this special building is one of the worst ones actually. I'm gonna place it on the F tier because it's even worse than like the attack shooter. So yeah, I'm gonna just place it there. Continuing on, we have the apprentice special building. Level 2 increases the range, in this case, by 10%. Level 3, you get this Seeking Bolt that is completely unrelated to the normal attack of the apprentice. So it's just like another attack. And it's gonna be a Seeking Bolt. So that means it's gonna follow, it's gonna try to pop as many balloons as it can, acting like a shuriken with the Seeking Shuriken effect. So it's pretty much like that. And in the level 4, it's in this case a very specific upgrade for the tornado. So either the 3-0 or the 4-0 upgrade. You get these 3 additional tornadoes for every normal tornado that you spawn. So that's how it works. And now this special building, I would classify it as probably B tier, but higher than the sub, because of the fact that the Seeking Bolt especially, it's super useful early on. In the early game, the apprentice, it's a very bad tower, but with the special building, the additional Seeking Bolt really increases its overall damage by a ton. And you don't miss, you can't miss actually with the Seeking Bolt, so it's pretty interesting. It's not really A tier because of the fact that the 4th upgrade is only related to the tornado. It's not gonna affect all the upgrades. And yeah, so that's it. Moving on, we have the Ice Tower special building. And in this case, the freeze length is increased by 10%, so the balloons stay frozen for longer, so they can't move for longer. At level 3, ice towers can freeze white and zebras, so once again, this is pretty much like the bomb. They can overcome the main weakness. And then level 4, they can detect camo, and freezing removes camo. So this actually makes the ice towers also kind of a supporting tower, because you can remove camo. Of course, you're always related to the range. Normally, ice towers, like 2-2 ice towers have pretty small range. Then if you go, for example, 3-2 ice tower, then the range becomes larger. So that's, of course, better. But yeah, if I had to rank this special building, this would be another special building that would rank as A tier, as almost like S tier. But because of the range, it's I don't think it's as good as the boomerang. So I'm gonna just place it on the high A tier. Camo detection, supporting tower, you can overcome your main weakness, and yeah, you freeze for longer, so it's like the stun on freezing, it lasts longer. So yeah, it increases already the damage that the ice tower can do in the overall utility it has. Ninja special building, more attack speed. Then shurikens have more lifespan. So this is not more pierce, this is just lifespan. So that means that the shurikens can just bounce longer between balloons until they expire pretty much. Level 4, once again, like the bomb special building, it's an activated ability that you can use as you just place a ninja, and it's gonna create this shadow ninja double. Now, unfortunately, this shadow double only has a 0-0 potential. So, for example, if you have a 4-2 ninja and you have used the ability, the shadow double doesn't have a 4-2 kind of upgrades, right? But it just has is a 4-0-0 ninja, so it's very weak. So it can be very useful early on because you just place a ninja, then by using the activate ability, it's like you have another ninja placed. So of course it's useful. But then later on, as the game progresses and as you get your ninja to be stronger, then the shadow ability deals pretty much 0 damage because it's just a 0-0 ninja. And yeah, for that reason, I rank this special building as C, probably even F tier, because it's just garbage. It's even worse than the bomb because you don't gain anything. Like the ninja doesn't gain anything new, and yeah, it's just bad. Moving on, for the Spike Factory special building, we have more spike lifespan, so spikes are gonna last longer, 10%. Then we have 1 free raw spike pile every round. This is pretty useful because by just placing a Spike Factory, right, and generating these extra raw spike piles, you can then use raw spikes freely without spending any cash. So each set of raw spikes, remember, can pop up to 10 balloons. So yeah, it can be pretty useful. And then level 4, all spikes and balls pop 50% more balloons. And again, this is an increase of pierce by 50%, which is pretty large. Yeah, for that reason, by ranking this special building, I'm gonna rank it as B tier. Again, pretty average. Yeah, maybe, yeah, same level as the sub, I would say. So yeah, then moving on, we have the Ace special building. No, the Mortar special building. More attack speed. Then balloons hit by the mortar are stunned briefly, which is pretty nice because stun is like a CC ability, so it's very useful in any kind of scenario to stun up to ceramics. Of course, you cannot stun by blast balloons, but you can stun up to ceramics. And then level 4, mortar gains like an aim, right? And it shoots like a regular tower. So you have first, strong, last, and a close as targeting. And you don't need to anymore select the aim at which the mortar is going to attack, but it's going to automatically aim. And this actually makes the mortar, first of all, a lot more useful. And second thing, you exploit much better level 3, so the stun. Because this stun, it's very hard to miss because of the fact that like the mortar hits always one spot, and balloons though move around. So unless the explosion is right on top of the balloon or slightly close to it, you're not gonna be receiving and like benefiting from the stun. But with level 4, because of the mortar is gonna auto aim, you proc the stun 100%. You always proc stun. So that's why it's so useful. And for that reason, this special building is another one that I personally rank on the S tier, because it makes the tower, the mortar, that's normally a pretty bad tower or with very little utility, it makes it super useful. You have this permanent attack, you don't have to worry about moving the mortar, the aim around, and yeah, it just becomes a super useful tower. So that's why I'm gonna rank it on the S tier. Ace special building, more attack speed. Then you have these fast firing forward gunners. So when the ace is facing the balloons, it's gonna have this kind of machine gun that's gonna just shoot these darts very quickly. And then at level 4, these gunners can shoot in all directions. So even when the ace is flying away from the balloons, or it has the balloons on the left side or on the right side, so it can attack everywhere. Now this special building, once again, I would rank it as in A tier, because especially in the early rounds, you just need to micro a little bit the ace. So you need to change, for example, the how the ace flies. So with the infinite shape, with the 8 shape, with the circular shape, right? But the amount of damage you get from the minigun is insane. Like, you get a lot of darts. It's the same attack speed as a super monkey, just to make you understand how quickly these darts are thrown. So it has a very high attack speed. You can do a lot of damage with this, with the ace to the balloons. So yeah, it makes the ace, it covers the main weakness of the ace, that it's the fact that you don't do, like, your darts are gonna always fly in a straight direction, and the chance of you hitting the balloons is super low. But with this special building, you overcome that deficit, and that's why it makes the ace very strong. I would rank it actually probably higher than the Dark Monkey special building. Yeah, maybe even higher than the Ice Tower special building, to be honest. And now moving on, we have the Buccaneer special building, attack speed, the camo detection, and then also the second upgrade in the bottom path grants camo detection to all towers. So pretty much this is like a village effect. All towers in range of the Buccaneer gain camo detection. And this is insane because it's like a huge support for your towers. And then level 4, the main dart is replaced with a flaming cannon. Now this flaming cannon can pop balloons and also can set balloons on fire. So you have the additional damage over time effect. So considering all these things, the Buccaneer is once again a special building that would rank as S tier, because it makes the Buccaneer a lot stronger. You gain lead popping power, you gain camo detection, you can give camo detection to other towers. It's a lot of things that you gain extra. And yeah, for that reason, I'm gonna place it on the S tier. Moving on, we have the glue special building. In this case, level 2, you have more slow from the glue, so 10% more slow. At level 3, the pop balloons are gonna leave this glue mark on the track, which is gonna automatically glue all the balloons that are gonna walk on top of it. And then level 4, additional slow by 15%. So yeah, considering all this, I would rank the glue gunner special building once again in B tier. It's pretty average. It's nice to have the extra slow, but most of the times you're not gonna really need that much slow, and you also have the ice tower, like the 3-2 ice tower, right? That creates the aura that really slows down the balloons by a ton, so you don't even need the glue. And but yeah, still, you know, it can be useful. So yeah, I'm gonna rank it as in average. Moving on, we have the Downtree Gunner special building, more attack speed. Then you can lock attacks with Downtree Gunners, and this is something useful, especially if you are placing towers and you don't want your Downtree Gunners to always follow where you're tapping or where your mouse is, and like you lose damage on balloons. You can then lock their attacks, and in that way they're always gonna keep attacking the same spot. So it's like a quality of life improvement, pretty much like the mortar auto aim. And then level 4, all Downtree Gunners gain 1 more pierce. So once again, it's ability that increases how many balloons you can damage with each single dart. And now ranking this special building, I would rank it at like C tier. I don't think it reaches the average. I'm gonna just put it on the C tier. It's nice the fact that you can lock the attacks, but sometimes you're gonna actually need the gunners to follow your mouse around to do the most damage to the balloons. So yeah, it's just sometimes it's hard to use properly. And overall, like with the Darting Gunner, you don't really gain that much. So yeah, I'm gonna place it there. Moving on, we have the Sniper special building, more attack speed. Every second shot, you pop one more layer than normal. So that's just it. And then level 4, every shot pops one more layer than normal. Now this, in my opinion, is the worst special building in the game, for the very simple reason that level 3 and level 4 are completely equal. Like with level 3 and then level 4 like cancels the effect that level 3 gives, because rather than having one more layer every second shot, you have one more layer every shot. So like level 3 and level 4 are exactly the same, but level 4 is it procs every shot. So yeah, it's like you have one level, in this case level 3, is completely useless and it's overlapped by level 4. So yeah, and the one extra layer, it can be useful early game, but overall it's not really game changing. And yeah, I'm gonna just rank it there. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Now moving on, we have the Super Monkey special building. In this case, you gain more range at level 2. Then you can get camera detection with the second upgrade in the bottom path. And then you get the activated ability for the temple, which increases, like doubles the damage that the temple does, and also increases the attack speed. I don't know if it's a double attack speed as well, but it's pretty close. So yeah, the temple for the duration of the activity ability, which I think is like 10 to 15 seconds, becomes like a lot stronger than what already is. And yeah, for that reason, like I'm gonna rank this special building not in average, but like in A tier, but very low A tier. This special building is the most expensive in the game, and as well, it's nice to have camera detection, of course, more range, but the activity ability affects only the temple, so every other upgrade is not gonna benefit from the level 4, and the temple already is pretty expensive. So I mean, it can be useful if you're running for the leaderboard, you're trying to defeat as many rounds as possible, right? You're trying to beat that record, but on most normal scenarios and to complete like Impossible and Mastery, you're not gonna need it. And yeah, I'm gonna rank it A tier, low A tier. Moving on, we have the special building of the heli. Now, level 2, you gain more range, so the heli can attack the balloons from longer. Level 3 reduces the building of like the room that it takes to build the heli, 20% less. And in level 4, in pursuit mode, the heli flies much faster. So these are overall all quality of life improvements, but yeah, they're not gonna really make the heli any stronger. So it's nice, but overall you don't really gain anything. So I'm gonna rank this special building in C tier. Probably it could be even F tier, like low F tier. But yeah, because of the quality of life, like especially in pursuit mode, the fact that it flies faster, it's quite useful, to be honest. And also it takes less room to be placed, which as well is nice. So I'm gonna just rank it here at C tier for the moment. And now engineer special building, you gain more attack speed. Then your engineer and the towers and the sentries can pop lead and frozen balloons. So this is like an MIB effect, but without camera detection. And this is the level that procs the bug with foam that I showed you in my past video, where the foam gains kind of damage to all layers, and you have like they become like raw spikes. And this is the level that procs the bug. And in level 4, your sentries become bigger, they can attack faster, and they also last longer. Now, one thing here they doesn't say is that you also build less of these super sentries. And now this may surprise a lot of you, but I've actually tested a 2-0 engineer with the special building and without the special building, and they actually do the same kind of damage. Because a 2-0 engineer builds, I think, up to 5 to 6 sentries, and can have up to 5 to 6 sentries at once. If you have the special building, you can only have 3 and 4. Like you have 3, then you have 4, and then 1 disappears. And overall, these sentries, even if these super sentries are stronger, but you have less. So at the end of the day, the overall damage that they do is roughly the same. So yeah, this may surprise a lot of you, but yeah, that's how it works. So the special building here, I'm gonna rank it as average, because the special building of the engineer, you can see that it doesn't really gain that much. Yes, it's nice, you get lead popping power, more attack speed, but then the super sentries, as I said before, is not really like a 1-0 engineer probably is better, but a 2-0 engineer, it's better without special building. Like there isn't really that much difference, to be honest. And of course, I'm not considering here the bug that makes foam stronger and that makes foam to pop balloons. So that's what I'm gonna classify in average. And lastly, the balloon shipper special building. You get more range. Then the balloons that are speeded back on the map are slowed for, I think it's like 2 to 3 seconds. And the level 4, the balloon shipper can collect nearby bananas automatically, so it becomes like a farmer. Of course, this upgrade on the Steam version is completely useless because your mouse collects bananas automatically. On mobile, that you have to tap on the bananas, it can be a little bit more useful, but then you have the farmer, right? So like this upgrade, in my opinion, like it's completely pointless because it doesn't do anything like for the balloon shipper against balloons, but it's just a quality of life, again, improvement. So yeah, the actual nice thing is the extra range and the fact that you can slow down balloons. So I would rank this special building, again, probably a bit higher than average, maybe low A tier, because of the slow. The slow is super nice, and the extra range as well. So maybe, yeah, maybe B tier, a high B tier, so almost A tier, but yeah, like this. So this is it, guys. This is pretty much my personal tier list for this game with the special buildings. I once again repeat, I ranked these special buildings based on how much stronger they make the towers. So I'm not considering the tower and the special building overall, if that is strong, but I'm just considering the tower and with the special building, how stronger it becomes in terms of support, in terms of overall damage, in terms of like lead popping power, camera detection, and all that. So let me know in the comments if you guys agree or not, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye bye.